What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit. I'm moving around the screen absolutely magically. And I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the top of the map in the blue color, playing as Matreiuss. No, shit, playing as Zeus. His name is Matreiuss. His opponent today in the red color, also playing as Zeus. His name is the Rapl. And the map is Ghost Lake. And yes, we have a Zeus mirror here. Excited to see what exactly happens in this Zeus mirror. Just simply on the fact that, you know, the Zeus mirror, in my opinion, is kind of being played at a suboptimal level. And I want to see exactly what's going on when these top players go at it so I can show them the real business. The real business. Apparently I'm a biased caster from Matreiuss' perspective. I don't know why. I just picked a random game. And we're going to watch it together. So we are on Ghost Lake. It's double bore, which means we do have to leave our home base and find ourselves our caribou. Oh, Rapl's caribou, very, very, very badly placed there for him. And he might not even find them in time. And we do see Matreiuss are nicely placed here. So Matreiuss is going to have all the advantage in this game. The most important thing about Ghost Lake is that you find as many of these goats as you possibly can. Because there's two strategies really you can pull in the Zeus mirror. Strategy number one, or when we see a really bad boar there for Matreiuss, but the strategy number one, it revolves around like centaur 2-town centering. So you make centaurs into 2-town center. Can be really, really strong. And strategy number two is centaur into mythic age. And the centaur into mythic age is a lot stronger than the 2-town center play if you do it correctly if you have the right map for it, essentially. And this is one of those sorts of maps where if you get enough goats, it's actually really, really good for you to go for the centaur into mythic age over the fast second town center. If you don't get enough goats, it's much better to get that second town center first and then do whatever you need to do to make sure you're able to defend everything. Now, beyond all that, the biggest thing in this matchup that I feel that is getting neglected is Watchtower crenellations over building Hippocon. I don't feel like it's like that necessary to make Hippocon in this matchup at all, so long as you're in your base and you have Watchtowers and Hippocon. You play defensively, you wall up your base, and then you can get away with a lot of stuff, especially when there's no real food on the map. That's why this kind of map is the way it is. So Rapl, or Matreiuss, excuse me. I clicked on Rapl and it took me to the temple there, but whatever. So we do have a temple here going up for Matreiuss. He's going to be trying to advance as fast as he possibly can. He's nearly got 10 villagers on food, and he's about to run out of this food up on the top. Looks like he's up. Caribou's a little bit stuck here. You hate to see that. Maybe he'll move, maybe he won't. But Matreiuss wants to get the 430, and Rapl, on the other hand, is moving very, very late up onto this granary here. So he's going to be getting up incredibly late. He's finished off both of his boar. He's on the berries. One thing you can do if you're in this situation is pull off of wood or pull off of food in order to get to the next age a little bit quicker. We are seeing that's exactly what Rapl is doing with his gold villagers. And also thinking about getting early husbandry if you're advancing a little bit later is completely fine as well, because it's just going to pick up your ability to get resources in. So apparently, this Jason is a really, really big mistake for the most part. Like, you shouldn't get any value out of this Jason early, and it just slows Matreiuss's already slow advance time down even more. So we'll see what he's going to get with this one. He still hasn't actually scouted where the villagers are, though it's looking like the scout is magically running over here and finding it. It's obviously the only other place that, well, they could be all the way around here, I guess. But the Katospot's getting pushed back. There's a little bit left in food here. Still a couple more caribou. So these four, you're probably gonna have to bolt the Jason here. Essentially, probably gonna have to bolt the Jason, and it's not that big of a deal. Still a lot of villager idle time in the town center that's going to come in. We are seeing the villagers getting pulled over here, and there's the bolt finishing up on the caribou here. Is the Katospot still being very annoying, but Matreiuss does indeed get that bolt down. He does have a relic over here, the Bridle of the Pegasus. Actually a really good relic to make sure that his opponent's not getting away with anything. Katoskopos just scouting out what's going on in Matreiuss' base, as he has got 2 villagers on the temple, 8 villagers on the wood, and should be kind of the rest on food. A couple of villagers on gold, no problems. Jason comes out. Odysseus comes out, second centaur comes out. Normally we see early Sylvan Lore here, but maybe the double centaur's not so bad. The reason for early Sylvan Lore is so that the centaur can dodge the projectiles. At 5.0 speed, it's pretty finicky as to whether or not you actually do dodge a normal projectile, and then you can get some advantages there where you probably shouldn't be getting them. If you don't have that Sylvan Lore, or lose some HP where you shouldn't be. Anyways, it's fine. But Matreiuss is going to be moving forward. Rapl trying to get his own centaur out onto his pigs back here. And as this game is progressing, seeing how much food is remaining here, there's probably no real need, or there's probably no real way to get to the Mythic Age, just after seeing exactly what's come out. So for Rapl, he is going to need to get a second town center, and I would assume that Matreiuss should do the same thing here. So no need to throw a stable down, no need to throw a barracks down here, just stay centaur and keep trying to harass and pick off the enemy centaur effectively, keeping your numbers advantages here. So we see Rapl retreating back, the Odysseus and Jason coming in to cause some pressure. There's the Sylvan Lore through. Rappel's going to have to be very, very careful. So we see the bolt there onto the Odysseus. Going to be some big damage as the centaur are coming in. The Odysseus and Jason still fighting here. The town center helping out quite a bit, going after this Jason. And in that moment, Rapl is deciding to cast Ceasefire. A little bit too much pressure, a little bit too lackluster on the defense position here. Had he thrown some buildings down here, probably could have been able to defend this a little bit better, but no defenses there, whereas Matreiuss has thrown up an entire wall on his gold mine. And Matreiuss with 4 villagers on the gold, 11 villagers on the wood. That's about 3 villagers more than he needs to be consistently producing centaur and houses. We see an early stable here. I don't like this at all. I think this makes no sense. 100% should be getting this town center up first in this position, but he's getting double stables up. And look at the gold situation pumping up here. He's not going to have the food to produce from both these stables, and the farms coming out are going to be very, very difficult to produce as well. So he's going to find himself in a bit of a predicament here, I would say. Whereas Rapl, on the other hand, he should be getting a town center here as soon as he possibly can. He is shorted himself 200 wood on the Odysseus, but there's no real need to do all too much. Now, he can actually do a sneaky and try and get a fast heroic here, throw down a market, buy food, and try and get to the Mythic Age that way, which might actually be a half-decent idea in this position, but he does need to get watchtowers and crenellations then if he scouts out what Matreiuss is doing with the stables, making Hippocon and stuff like that. So he does need to scout that out and make that reaction based on that. Otherwise, he might be a little bit slow, and we do see that town center coming up for Rapl. So no real surprises there. It makes a lot of sense given the amount of food. But even so, you still don't need to really be making units here. Don't build farms on this town center. Build farms in your base. Get yourself crenellations, towers, wall segments up, and you can get to the next age much, much faster than your opponent who's making all of these Hippocon. You don't even need to hit raids. You just need to be using your centaur to defend. We do see some nice micro here from Rapl getting onto Matreiuss' centaur there, as Hippocon are going to be pushing these out, and Rapl grabbing a second town center and pushing out at the same time. Not something I'd 100% recommend unless you've really scouted out your opponent, and he might actually be punished here losing a Jason for free. And no defense on these towers is actually a really big problem, and Matreiuss should be taking some sort of an advantage here to take this sentry tower down. So we do see that stable. So both players probably I would say overestimating the amount of damage that Hippocon can do in this situation, maybe overestimating the amount of value that getting onto these berries is actually going to get him. Like, there's 600 food here, and you have to make, to defend this, you have to make a lot of Hippocon in order to actually defend it. And now we see because no walls are up. These Centaur are going to come in. Going to be a lot of damage there onto the villagers of Rapl. And the Centaur coming back here for Rapl might actually be able to snipe off a Centaur or two, as they probably have used their specials, but instead uses his special there to snipe off a Hippocon. Definitely want to go after those Centaur with the specials if you can, but instead opts to take no damage and get the free pick. Instead, Odysseus is going to be hanging out over here as they're going to be defending against the Centaur. Nice micro there from Matreiuss with the pullback micro, almost sniping one of those Centaur. There's one Centaur down. I believe it's 3 special abilities to take down one Centaur. It might be 4. I can't exactly remember. But now the villagers that we said, that those berry bushes are going to be tough to be gathering from here. So definitely just send the villagers home, farm on the hometown center, and you're going to be completely fine here. As now we've got 7 Centaurs against 4 Centaurs with Rapl. He's in a bit of a predicament. But again, it doesn't matter if you just make a couple of adjustments here, but he is not. He's going to try and play catch up on the army. And now this all kind of comes down to how much damage Matreiuss can actually do while being down a Centaur. Because every 15 seconds, he is getting 1 village behind. So every 15 seconds, he does need to kill a villager, or at the very least, idle a handful of villagers. So we'll see if Matreiuss is going to be able to do that as he's running around the map very, very actively. And then we do see this villager here making a dart for it. Going to come back home and jump onto the trees as soon as you possibly can. As the Centaur here of Rapl returning home. He does have himself five villagers on the favor here, and I'm not exactly. I mean, he's trying to get his Centaur numbers up, but I'm not sure I fully like this, because all of that wood that he's gathering with 21 villagers on wood needs to kind of go into farms here, and that's not really happening just yet. As we do see the Centaur moving in, villagers pulling off the town center, coming back onto the temple there. I said temple, not town center. Into the town center to keep themselves alive. The sentry towers have been picked off, and this means Rapl doesn't have that defensive capability of Crenellation's towers to prevent Matreiuss from coming in and getting big damage done. But we are seeing the Centaurs going after each other there. A couple of Hippocon are falling. We do have town center defense here to take down those forward Hippocon, trying to keep his Centaur alive at the back, as the Odysseus actually slinging into the enemy Odysseus. They're able to snipe that one off, as the other Odysseus going to be starting to get taken down. Nice micro there from Rapl, dodging the Odysseus fire as best as he possibly can. Matreiuss coming back in with more Centaur population situation. 90 population for Rapl. Matreiuss is on 73. But Matreiuss is still trying to push in, as it's seemingly looking like Rapl has managed to defend this initial push. Centaurs still getting pulled back, but does end up losing one of them. Not before another one is falling to the Odysseus over here. Not enough Hippocon to really fight the Odysseus. And now we're in a bit of a yeah, we're going to be stuck in the classical age for some time now, because neither player is playing defensively at all. So now Rapl's got the advantage. He's going to be pushing Matreiuss back. Matreiuss has got all his farms set up now. Very beautifully placed, except for these 2 farms. You might think that these 2 farms are beautifully placed, but in fact, there should have been a potential granary here, or maybe somewhere or something else. Like, yeah, this farm, no. This granary, no. Unless that was the original home granary, which it looks like I think it was. There's one granary here that those 2 farms could be on. But they do look nice. It does look like a very nice base that Matreiuss has constructed, as opposed to Rapl, who's just like no care in the world for his farm placement. Look at, I mean, this one's okay. This farm here, I hate to see it. Yeah, you got to take some care with your farm placement. I'm telling you, it actually does matter. It matters a lot about your farm placement, because it gets you more food, and because you're stuck in the classical age, that food, extra food, really does end up mattering, because it allows you to get to the next stage first. And if you get the tech advantage, you get the tempo advantage, and you get the game-winning advantage most of the time. Anyways, the game continues. The Centaur roam around. Rapl not able to do anything to really put pressure onto his opponent, which is absolutely stock standard in this matchup, which is why I ask, why even bother? But Matreiuss is back, ready to tango. He's got a lot of wood in the bank, 115 population here. Rapl, on the other hand, 122 population, as we do see those Centaur roaming in here. Going to be losing a couple of them to the Centaur, but now Rapl's Centaur can come in and start sniping enemy Centaur because they have their special ability. We see the Odysseus sniping down some of those Centaur. One very low HP Centaur coming in. He does manage to snipe that one, but not before every single one of those shots is fired off. And now we wait for the special yet again. And then we have to return back to the fight as we see a third town center coming down for Rapl. This makes a lot of sense because his farms are not set up just yet. So he gets those farms up. He's got himself 22 farms. So he's just going to have all the economy in the world. Meanwhile, we do see Matreiuss getting himself his second town center. There is this ball here that he can still eat as the medium Hippocon does pop for Matreiuss. And the Hippocon pushing him back over here. And now Matreiuss pushing forward, going to try and snipe some of these units here. We've got the Centaur going to try and come in from the top side, but Rapl not quite ready to take this fight. He did just take the town, and he's onto this storehouse over here. He should try and figure out a way to defend this storehouse because he doesn't actually have access to this front gold mine. It's a little bit in a bad position here as we are seeing the fight ensuing here as the town center helping out from behind. The Centaur come in from behind as well to try and snipe some of these back Centaur. A lot of low HP Centaur here as we do see one getting sniped, dodging some of those arrow shots here as the Centaur pulling back left and right. And there comes the hero out and the Centaur leaving. Matreiuss having to pull out of that position there as Rapl seemingly still doing completely fine in this game. Economic upgrades, hand axe, pickaxe, husbandry, plow. And Matreiuss on the other hand has basically exactly the same situation there. Matreiuss, how's his economy looking? Looking pretty good, looking like he's trying to get to the heroic age here. The armory going to come down fairly soon as the army moving back in onto this position. Nice micro there from Rapl, a little bit like the trireme micro with these Centaur, but nice micro. You have to kind of keep focusing down enemy Centaur, and retasking, refocus firing is the name of the game. As best as you possibly can, waiting for those special abilities to come back up as so many units are falling. Rapl's 117 pop, Matreiuss 97 pop, but that is mostly in villager. That population difference is mostly in the villager count. So Rapl still trying to fight this and still probably not in a position that he can fight this. So he's going to have to get out of here and back home. So you see that storehouse coming up on the front here. He's going to start losing villagers there, I'm sure. And there are two very exposed gold mines with no very good wall setup at all from Rapl. If he throws the wall up here, then at least he's kind of got this gold mine relatively safe. But he hasn't done that, and Matreiuss, he should know that there's gold over there. He should have an inkling that there's no gold left on that home gold mine because he's got no gold in his own base. So because of that, it's a mirror war, so it's generally going to be pretty similar. Because he's out of gold, he should realize that there's gold mines over here. And there he goes. He has made the connection coming forward. Rapl throwing down some barracks over here, throwing down some more units. And the army going to be jumping onto those gold mines very, very shortly here. Couple of dead villagers will be the result of that raid as Matreiuss is pushing back in yet again, keeping Rapl on the back foot, but Rapl is trying to hold on here with his advantage. He does still have that extra villager popping out every 15 seconds because he's up a town center, but Matreiuss is about to put a stop to that, getting himself that third town center, and now these raids are going to start being very, very good. But right now, it's like the army size of Rapl starting to come into its own. Rapl is 134 of 145 pop. Matreiuss is 141 of 145 pop himself, though. So he's actually equalized on that respect. We do see an Odysseus getting taken down. Some hoplites popping out, trying to defend here. Hippocon coming by, going into the main fight, getting the advantage where that's concerned. Maybe the Centaur need to come over here and snipe these units off. Matreiuss not paying attention at this point here. As the Centaur still pushing forward, pushing Matreiuss back. And Rapl coming forward with his Centaur. Does almost snipe one Centaur there with the special ability, but does not manage to do so. And Matreiuss tried to pull back, but unfortunately didn't control them all the way out. As we continue to see the micro of both players trying to get as little damage taken as possible by retreating everything and microing everything to the best of their ability. You see the Centaur still duking it out. No pullback micro there. Very low HP on that forward Centaur. As the Centaur do pull back, end up sniping the low HP one. And now we're at 124 pop. Rapl's at 140 pop with a lot more resources in the bank. He could start building spamming everywhere on these 4 gold mines over here and really getting set up. He's got a lot of wood in the bank. And now Rapl pulls back. Matreiuss pulls back. And we have a little bit of a lull. Matreiuss getting himself Olympic parentage. It's actually a really, really big upgrade, giving an extra 25% hero hit points on a unit that already has high base hit points. Ends up being a lot of extra survivability there. And it looks like Matreiuss might be full villager population here. I could be wrong. He's no longer building villages. So he's probably at 80 villagers. And Rapl is very much the same. But he is able to click up through Apollo first. So we'll see what he's going to be able to do with that. Generally speaking, we just see a couple of upgrades get grabbed and the Mythic Age get picked up very, very quickly. So you see the army pushing back in on onto Rapl. Matreiuss threatening the attack there, but with the hoplites, with the Hippocon, it's a bit too scary. And now we see the Centaur moving forward, going to pick off a villager or 2 here, it seems. Nice snipe. Turning back around, we see the Centaur coming in, going to snipe off our Hippocon. Again, you got to just focus those Centaur. Centaur kill Centaur. The Hippocon don't matter because you've already got all of these units here to defend against the Hippocon. But that's not really what he's going for. He does have enough resources now to advance. We'll probably see an immediate market. Maybe a couple of upgrades get picked up nonetheless. Like fortified town centers and everything else. There goes the market. The villagers getting pulled off this gold mine, going back home into the town center. We sort of love to have seen just a single wall that comes across here up into this forest, but not yet happened, as the Centaur simply just going to run around, pick off a couple of units here. They do turn around attempting to pick off the Hippocon with no special ability. They are going to start losing their lives. Rapl not paying attention, does lose 1 Centaur for free there as these Hippocon are moving through the base. Rapl does not have himself crenellations here, but does have signal fires. Matreiuss, on the other hand, going through Apollo, 55% of the way there, and Rapl does have the advantage. Hephaestus is 20% of the way researched, but he is getting pushed off resources left, right, and center. So a little bit of a disadvantage there. But still the advantage in the tech, and I'm sure he's got a slight advantage in the economy as well. And now we see a return raid onto Matreiuss, hitting this gold mine. The Odysseus is here to push back, and let's just check how much HP this actually. 80 extra HP on that Odysseus that has high pierce armor, high-ish hack armor. Does manage to pick off 2 Centaur. 1 will be falling very, very soon. We see the Hippocon and the Hoplite going after the enemy Hippocon there. As on the front, the Hippocon returning back in. Rapl with not very many units produced at all. He's saving his population and his resources for something, whereas Matreiuss gets himself fortified town centers, throws down his market a little bit short on the gold situation there as a second armory is coming down. Still haven't seen any attempt at crenellation. He's only got 2 towers remaining as Hippocon returning onto this gold mine here to get some really big damage done. Heavy cavalry does come through for both players, but the overwhelming advantage in population is here for Rapl. So we'll see what he's going to be able to do. He will have a Hephaestus soon. He will have that Bellerophon to be produced in order to pick off those myth units very, very quickly. So they're going to start being a little bit obsolete. There's the Mythic Age. The Plentyvault gets thrown down. We see an immediate Bellerophon created on this front. Not just yet. Do we see immediate Forge of Olympus? Yes, we do. And now the army coming in onto this gold mine. A couple of Toxotes getting built. Hoplites coming in. So we do see the Hippocon and the Hoplites returning in onto this position to try and take down the enemy heavy Hippocon here. This lone Manticore going to be doing a lot of damage, but there is a very low HP Manticore here for Rapl to help defend. And now the villagers coming back onto the gold mine, happily taking this fight. The Hoplites going to be more than enough to deal with these heavy Hippocon. The myth units all kind of getting picked off, but Rapl is losing a whole handful of villagers here. It doesn't matter so much because he does have the advantage in the economy because he does have the Plentyvault first, but Matreiuss is trying to level the playing field just a little bit where that is concerned. And now we have the Bellerophon out. Now, I know Rapl listens to me, and he is doing exactly what he should be doing. This Bellerophon, 1 hits a villager, with his special ability. He can come in, he can start sniping these down. The only thing he's missing right now is Olympic parentage, just to get that survivability up. But every 15 seconds, you want to come in, you want to snipe off a villager and really force units in onto this position. Nice micro here. The villager's getting pulled off. Now the Bellerophon has the special ability remaining, and now comes back in. Another villager picked off. Many villagers will be falling, but while this is all going, Rapl going to be losing some villagers of his own, and he's not paying attention to this because it is a lot of micro for the Bellerophon. He's losing a lot of HP over here while everything's going on. So Matreiuss is really taking advantage of the occupied attention of Rapl as those villagers get pulled off the wood line. He sends in those hoplites, the mass hoplites coming into this position. The Bellerophon still is alive. You should be thinking about getting that healing, Temple of Healing out for the Bellerophon specifically, but also whatever else you want to heal up. But if you get the Temple of Healing up, you can never really have to spend the 400 gold on your Bellerophon. It's an extra 250 gold from memory. It is really, really good. 150 gold, even less, to get a full HP Bellerophon. Every time you heal, what would it be? Every second you go on, it's probably worth a couple of gold. Probably worth a lot of gold, actually. So it's 400. Yeah, it's like 1 gold or 1 gold every like 1.1 HP or something, I would say, roughly. And then the Temple of Healing is 20 HP a second. So if you get onto this temple, you're basically giving yourself like 20 gold a second. Think about it that way. That's how good Temple of Healing is when you use it with your Bellerophon. And you can use it with other stuff as well, like Colossus or whatever. But Bellerophon, not going to be doing that. Going to be looking for some raids elsewhere. Returning back onto his home base. We will be seeing Matreiuss probably looking for some sort of underworld. And he has actually stolen Rapl's Plenty Vault, which not only essentially kills off 10 villagers, but gives you 10 villagers yourself. So it's absolutely huge. We see the underworld coming through for Rapl. Defensive underworld for Matreiuss. Huge advantage for Rapl, though, with this one because he's got the champion hoplites. He's got the self-bronze upgrades. Matreiuss has got himself not even full copper just yet. So a huge advantage here for Rapl as he takes down the town center. He's going to continue trying to push through. There are Hypaspists here, though, for Matreiuss. So Rapl might want to get some cavalry in onto this position. Normally, I would say that Toxotes are a bit of a waste here in this matchup. At this point in the game, there is a portion of the game where it is smart to get them, but I don't feel like there's much use just yet. The Hippocon's still looking for raids as we see more units moving in onto this underworld, popping over here, going to try and continue putting pressure in if Matreiuss loses all of his units here, which technically Rapl should be starting to win a fight here because he has the armory advantage. Returning back over here, trying to take down the underworld. It's actually really, really smart. We see the Toxotes popping through here, all the army popping through, and Rapl is going to return back up to the top side of the map, it would seem, to continue the pressure onto this town center. This is actually really, really smart, but now Matreiuss is going to simply come back over here and try and take down this underworld passage, I would guess. We haven't seen any villagers attempting to move in onto this position. We do have the corner of the map kind of walled up here by Rapl as he is, and Matreiuss a little bit as they're trying to do whatever they need to do. We see one lone villager coming up, going to be throwing down some archery rangers. Rapl's 160 pop. Matreiuss is 139 of 140 pop. Going to be getting his army upgrades very, very quickly though, as Rapl's now getting himself iron upgrades. Still going to be a bit of an advantage here as we do see the underworld passage getting finished off. Now the villagers are going to come in for Matreiuss and get his town center back. And while Rapl does have a slight advantage here, Matreiuss is going to be able to reclaim his lost population very quickly if he can hold on to this location. We are still seeing multiple raids here. I love the heavy Hippocon raids, champion Hippocon raids, because at the start of the game, if you just have normal Hippocon, the villagers normally can just turn around and fight the Hippocon. But as the upgrades come in, and especially the armor comes in, then these villagers start being very, very bad. And one raiding Hippocon is actually, with full upgrades, it's actually gigantic just to get damage done. Very low population, does huge damage. Definitely something you should be thinking about doing. And now we see the Colossus preventing the settlement going up there for Matreiuss as the army is swarming in. These Toxotes now, they're actually doing a good job here to deal with those Hypaspists. that Rapl is building, but Rapl should be still building out Hippocon. Hippocon don't really fall off until Crenellation Towers come in. He does have a couple of them, but now we see a Bellerophon coming in for Matreiuss, going to help him a lot, dealing with those Silver Colossus. Heracles here tanking a lot, as we do see the Heliopoli spammage is going to start for Matreiuss, as he is desperately trying to get this town center back up. But while this is all going on, I'm sure that Rapl is going to be slowly but surely starting up some sort of a trade route. There is this market in the corner of the map here for Matreiuss, but I don't see really one for Rapl just yet, as the town center does end up coming up, and Rapple's got to be kicking himself a little bit for letting that actually take place. And now the Bellerophon does end up taking down the Silver Colossus here, as he runs for the Snowy Bind, going to attempt to open up this wall just a little bit. Doesn't end up finishing the wood off anyways. And now Matreiuss going to move in, take another Colossus down for 2, as the Toxotes should start focusing that one down. Nice marker there from Matreiuss. As soon as those Toxotes start fighting, he's able to pull that one back. Nice play, as the more units of Matreiuss seemingly overwhelming Rapl. And even though it looks like he's not fully upgraded on the armor, and Rapl should be, Rapl definitely is, so we're still short on the hack armor, the Iron Mail. Doesn't really matter because there's really not that much hack damage here. Now, if your opponent is doing this with the Bellerophon, all you need to do is get your Hippocon to chase the Bellerophon. You don't get your Toxotes to chase the Bellerophon, they're never going to do any damage. So you just get those Hippocon onto them, and then you get a little bit of damage done onto the Bellerophon over time. But these Colossus that Rapl are sending in needs to think about going elsewhere, and that's exactly what Rapl is doing now. He is going in onto the main base of Matreiuss as the Heliopoli are coming in, but nice reaction from Matreiuss getting those Prodromus out. They do bonus damage against Siege, so they will take them down very quickly. Starting to see some hoplites that are coming in onto this position, and this is going to be a big distraction here as Matreiuss is still trying to hold on the front. Rapples are going to be retreating back. We see some more military buildings getting thrown up here as Rapl does get very close in onto the position of Matreiuss' base, though his Heliopoli getting taken down by the villagers, and the Prodromus doing some very nice work here. And now the Toxotes fighting back on this position. We see the Toxotes of Matreiuss having to retreat, the Heliopoli also having to retreat, though these Hippaspis are starting to be a little bit lackluster now, as they don't really do any damage to the Heliopolis. They do 8 damage to the Heliopolis as opposed to everything else, which is doing a lot more. So you definitely don't want to be doing that so much. I think if you're going to be fighting against this army, you can actually go with Hippocon Hoplite, and then every bit of wood that you have should be going into Heliopoli. And you forget the Toxotes. They are kind of useless. So think about it. Hippocon, Hoplite, Heliopoli, Colossus, Bellerophon seems to be the best kind of late game comp you can make until towers are up, and then you can drop the Hippocon, and you might have to build some Hippaspis at some point there, or maybe some Toxotes as well, but probably not, to be honest. We see a forward wall going to be getting thrown up here by Rapl as he wants to start sieging down this town center with the Petropolis. The villagers getting pulled here, going to start shanking away at the Heliopolis to save the town center here, as the units now going to move in, try and take down this fortress, push Matreiuss off of gold. Rapl is almost out of gold here as well. He does have this gold mine as well. He's got to start his trade route now, just barely starting, as we see all these villagers chasing the Heliopolis all the way back. Towers now coming up for Rapl on this position. The fortress gets taken down. We see a whole bunch of fortresses trying to get built here by Matreiuss, but he's going to be too little too late, it would seem. And even if he does get it up, these Hippaspis, they do have the Zeus bonus. It's only 16 damage. Hack damage per second, but he will definitely tear this fortress down with the help of the Silver Colossus as well. The Toxotes running in here for Matreiuss, going to be going after the enemy Toxotes. It's going to be close there as to who wins that fight, but Hippaspis now moving in by Rapl. By Matreiuss, as Rapl has to defend them with his own Hippocon, his own Hippaspis, but it's a bit of a weird one that's going on here, if you ask me. Now the villagers repairing this one back up as best as they possibly can. Matreiuss now moving in with his other villagers, recognizing how important this gold mine is to hold on to. And while this is all going on, we see the army of Matreiuss has managed to push Rapl's forward base back, dealt with everything that's here. But at what cost? We just see the Bellerophon coming in to try and take down a Heliopolis. But at what cost? If he loses this position, he completely loses the game right here and now, because his market... Wait, his market? His market has actually started, but he doesn't have much at all in the way of trade caravans. So we'll see if Rapl can make this push work or not, because he definitely has started his trade. He'll be sending all of those units up to this position here. The Heliopoli are going to be making a beeline potentially for this town center here. There is a really, really nice attempt here that Matreiuss could use by grabbing this tree line and start Petropolis sieging the hometown or the third town center there. We'll see if he can do that or not. And now the Colossus is going to be returning back onto this fortress to take it down. They could also try and eat the large gold mine to remove that gold mine from the map as a random idea as well. But right now, Matreiuss is struggling for gold mightily as Rapl is 110% at 160 of 160 population. Those Heliopoli, all four of them getting picked off very, very simply there by Rapl. Nice play where that's concerned. And there's the fortress going down. The Silver Colossus coming in onto this position here. One potentially falling, two potentially falling. So the Paspus Hoplites coming in to finish off everything else. Eat the gold mine. Actually, whack the market down as well. And now we will see a lot of villagers falling as another fortress coming up. Rapl is just trying to hold on to this position, and in that moment, Matreiuss does decide to tap out. GG. Well played by Rapl, taking Matreiuss out. I think that was just like a slight advantage with that earlier second town center that Matreiuss didn't really compute. It's probably the wrong word, but didn't really think about what value he can get out of his Hippocon and whether or not the second town center would be better in this position. So then beyond that, the fact of the matter, I think, is that you could definitely just throw down you could just definitely just protect your towers, get Chronolation towers, watch towers, and then you don't even need to build Hippocon. You just build some buildings and you can just defend that way, get your farms up nice and quick, get to the Heroic Age, get to the Mythic Age really quick with your farms. You don't put any farms on this town center because then your opponent can raid that. You just go into your main base, build around your towers, walls, and you can be safe without building anything but Centaur here in the Classical Age. That's my opinion. I'm not 100% sure if it's correct or not, but that's going to be up to anyone else to decide if they actually want to try my wild strategies. Beyond that, we saw just a little bit of the Bellerophon rating that I feel like Rapl gave up on because of how micro-intensive it is. But essentially what you do is you jump in with the Bellerophon, you do an Amandra click around with the Bellerophon holding shift like this. So if you grab like a Bellerophon, say this is Bellerophon, wait, there's Bellerophon here. So say you're attacking this gold mine. You move in, you pick off one villager, and you don't try and kill another one until the next 15 seconds is up. You just run around, and then you jump in again once the thing is back, and then you can do everything else you would normally need to do. The actual amount of attention you need on the Bellerophon is pretty little, but you have to do it the right way, otherwise you're not going to get too much value out of it, and you're going to get pushed back by simply shanking. Other thing is, Temple of Healing, huge value. One day we'll see pros using it, as well as the Hippocrates on Extended Edition one day. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.